What I'm about to say would mean the world's disaster. It can change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. You know, love is in need of love today. Y'all know the rest. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome once again to the Mental House. I am your host, Khadijah. Y'all already know what day it is. It is Raw and Ratchet Wednesday, and I'm about to go in. I'm about to go in for Mr. Zachary. What was you, 1042? I got to do it for you, honey. Honey, I just got to do it. Okay. And the reason why I really have to do it is because I am so tired. I'm tired of hearing people so upset about Beyonce and her fucking Super Bowl performance. And Kendrick Lamar now in the Grammys. Okay. Let me get this straight. Zach, I got to go in on you. First of all, I find it real sad. And it's a different kind of mental illness. When you are busy, when you rejoice about walls being brought down with white folks, whether it's the Berlin Wall or whatever wall comes down or whatever. But you are busy building walls between black people. You don't want us to come together. You don't want us to be friends. You don't even want us to say, guess what? I share the pain and I understand how we feel. We feel. First, second, third of all, what's that? 1, 2, 3. You must don't know Beyonce is black. I must admit she does wear blonde wigs. I don't know what gets wrong with you white people when you get really into somebody that you really forget that they're black. And so, in forgetting that, you feel somewhat betrayed because she shows a camaraderie and an independence to speak what she feels about the tragedy and the travesties that has been going on for centuries with black folk here in the Americas. And I don't understand what the big deal is. Yes, Beyonce dressed as a panther. Do a lot of you all realize why the Black Panthers were formed? Zachary, you sound just like the Tommy lady. And I'm going to say this again, honey. The Black Panthers were formed because just like today, the police will come down and they still come into the urban areas and black neighborhoods and police it like an occupied force. Okay, and they beat women, beat children, beat men, incarcerate us, beat us up for jaywalking, whatever, for nothing. And at some point, you get tired of being treated that way in your own community, in your own neighborhood. Okay? And especially by people that don't look like you. So because of that, the Black Panthers, armed with law, because Huey Newton was the founder of the Panthers, and Bobby Seale, these guys were young men. And they were in fact, they were armed with the knowledge of Mao Zedong, who was a Korean leader. And they basically used the laws and philosophy to confront the bullshit that was going on today, that was going on yesterday, as if just as it's going on today. Okay, nothing more, no less. So the Panthers were not a terrorist group. Okay, a terrorist group was a Ku Klux Klan. Okay? Now, to you, the Ku Klux Klan might not have been a terrorist group because your uncle, your grandfather, probably the senator that you know, and all of those people were probably Klansmen. And so you feel a kinship. And to you, that wasn't terrorism. But for most black folk, we feel like Ku Klux Klan, that was terrorism. Right here in America. And anytime your politicians go home, go to work and with suits on, and go home and put sheets on, and in act and carry out laws, that's the biggest amount of terrorism that a group of people can experience. Okay? And we experience it up until this day. While I must admit America is still the greatest country, okay, but it's not what it could and should be if we would understand that the only way that we got this way is through white supremacy. Okay? White supremacy and severe madness. Okay? Beyonce should feel no way intimidated by you freaking people who have a problem with her representing herself and her culture and her community. Because in case you forgot, she was just acknowledging the group that paid away for her. And she's a black woman. Okay? Get it through your head. Just like the Holocaust, you never want us to forget about, and Jewish people take that considerably serious, the Holocaust. How dare you try to build up a wall where Beyonce cannot show any love for her people and the contributions and the sacrifices that they made in this great country called America with all its faults and its ills. Okay, Zach, then you really blew it when you brought up Dr. King. Okay, I'm so sick and damn tired of white people bringing up Dr. King and saying that, why can't you have to bring up the Panthers? Why can't you be like Dr. King who taught love? Fuck, listen, I was alive when Dr. King was alive. In fact, Dr. King died on my birthday. Okay, so my birthday was always a downer. Okay, because Dr. King died on my birthday. Okay, and with that being said, y'all killed the King of Love. Who does that? If you believe what Dr. King said, if Dr. King was such a great moral compass for you, well, do you know how he died? He had his fucking face blowed off. With a 30-06, blowed his face off. White supremacy. That's how much you love Dr. King. Okay? And if you study all Dr. King's speeches, please, out of all the speeches, throw away the I have a dream speech, which he didn't write no damn way. Okay? Throw that shit out in the garbage can. Look at the speeches from the Birmingham jail. If you really want to know Dr. King. Look at Dr. King's work before he was assassinated. Then you'll get the heart of this brother. But if you want to keep on throwing up that I have a dream speech that I think Bayard Rustin wrote, he was just a great orator. And he used the words and brought them to life. He didn't write the fucking speech. Okay? So settle down with that shit. You didn't love Dr. King. That's why he's dead. He was killed. He was assassinated. And let me remind you, because I lived through it. It was a horrible fucking thing. Okay? Now, what I really loved was the fact that Minister Louis Farrakhan on Savior's Day, which was just this past 16th, he said, what did Farrakhan say? He said, because Rudy Giuliani says that if Beyonce comes to New York on the leg of his tour, he would encourage the police department not to even protect her. Minister Louis Farrakhan said, you don't have to. The FOI will back her. The FOI will protect her. And if you want to know the truth, I'd rather have them as security than the police department anyway. Okay? Those are men that know how to conduct themselves. Those are not scary punks. Okay? Those are men that are mentally, emotionally, and physically astute and sound. I would much rather deal with the Nation of Islam. They should do the security for every damn thing. They not all full of drugs and alcohol like most of the guys on the police department in the first damn place. And they got the nerve to have a gun. And another thing, let me say to you. Giuliani and what he said have no place in America. Okay? It really doesn't have any place. Zachary, and I think it's real important for you to know this. Because you said I'm a racist. And that I am not a member of the Nation of Islam. I used to be, yes. Back in I don't know, 1963 or 4, somewhere around in there, I don't know. Right after Malcolm was assassinated, my family, my father left the Nation of Islam, and he ran in the town that I live in. The Muslim Mosque Incorporated, which was the sect that Malcolm X started after he left the Nation of Islam. So my father was a direct friend, a direct minister of Malcolm X. And I talked about this in some prior videos back, maybe a few years ago. I've talked about this. I know there's a lot of controversy, and y'all say a lot of stuff. People say a lot of stuff about Farrakhan having ministered, Brother Malcolm killed, and all that kind of craziness. And you know, I know that whole time split my family right down the middle. But just for the record, Zach, I need to let you know, I roll with this brother. Can you see that? Huh? That's the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, and that's me. You see that? Okay, and I want you to know that I roll with him, and so does many other hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of black people, not only in America but all over the diaspora. We all believe and love his leadership for one reason and one reason only. It's something about the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, where you're not afraid to speak truth to power. Now, anytime that you are bought by a corporation, anytime Walmart and Kmart and Home Depot sponsors you, well, then you're going to say what is in line with what Walmart, Home Depot, and the rest of them want you to say. Farrakhan has always been a man who has spoken truth to power. And for that, I love him. Okay? And so what he said about Beyonce is 100% true. She don't have to worry about being protected by the NYPD. Okay? She doesn't have to worry about that. And for those of you who feel that Beyonce overstepped her boundaries by expressing herself as a black woman, I just want y'all to know you need to run through a lake of fire with some damn gasoline draws on. Okay? Because you are totally out of order. Totally. And I mean every damn word I said. Alright. I'm about to go. Thank you for joining me on this raw and ratchet Wednesday in the damn mental house. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.